shit. Oh, my God.
Brick. He's not even hitting the rim. Air ball. Bang.
Okay.
3-1.
God damn it. You're making me uncomfortable.
4-1.
Boy, the rats will be... Stop scoring. I'm not having fun. There.
3. 6-3,
Well,
maybe?
I'm going to count.
The basketball world is buzzing right now, and honestly, the WNBA might never be the same. Caitlin Clark, the record-breaking rookie phenom, just made waves on Netflix. She sat down with David Letterman in a can't-miss episode of My Next Guest. Needs no introduction, and let's just say, she owned it. Since then, reactions from other WNBA stars have been blowing up, and it's clear, something big is happening. From jaw-dropping stories about her legendary 22-point burst in just 2 minutes, to her raw, unfiltered take on the league's physicality, Clark didn't hold back for a second. But here's the real question. Why are some of the veterans suddenly looking a little uneasy?
Enrique gave it to McCowan, who couldn't fit another assist and a chance for a three-point play for...
Was it her dominance on the court? Her insane marketability? Or maybe it's the fact that she's flipping the script on women's basketball before even wrapping up her rookie season. Buckle up, because this story, it's straight fire. The episode? A masterclass in star power. Clark's charisma lit up the screen as she cracked jokes with Letterman, took a trip down memory lane, back to spray painting a three-point line on her driveway, and didn't flinch when things got real. When hit with loaded questions about being targeted in the WNBA, she shut it all down with just 4 words. No hesitation, just facts.
For the Mystics. Clark way downtown, knocks down a 3.
Down, feet under her shoulders, and launch.
The buckets. It's 5 points.
Meanwhile, league veterans, some of whom have spent years grinding for recognition, are now facing a tough truth. Clark is pulling in audiences they've never been able to reach. And the numbers, they don't lie. Her jersey sales are shattering. Records! Her games are selling out coast to coast, and now, this Netflix special? It's just another knockout punch in her meteoric rise. But here's where things start to heat up. Because while fans are out here celebrating Clark's rise, the whispers of resentment, they're getting louder. Is it jealousy? Frustration? Or are we watching a full-blown generational clash? Old school grit going head-to-head with new school stardom.
Oh gosh. When I'm just playing like a casual card game with my family or my friends, and I'm like, oh great, I ruined Christmas, and it's like, I won't do that this year though.
One thing's for sure, you have to see this interview for yourself. So do me a favor, hit that like button, share this with every basketball fan you know, and subscribe for the boldest sports takes you won't find anywhere else. Now let's get into it. The viral 22-point explosion that shook the world.
Because this is insane. First thing you got to know on the scout is Caitlin loves going right to left as it allows her to get her base under her just like this. But notice how she's an option. How does she catch an outlet like this? And how do you let her dribble?
Caitlin Clark didn't just show up on Netflix. She dropped a nuclear highlight. In one unforgettable moment, she casually revealed that during a scrimmage against a men's practice team, she racked up 22 points in just 2 minutes.
X's and O's many years ago. And Dantas from the elbow, her first jumper, her first point.
but she can also bang in the paint.
Another assist for Clark, a back.
Let that sink in. While grown men, college athletes, tried to stop her, she rained fire from deep, leaving them absolutely stunned. The clip? It went viral in seconds, with NBA stars like Damian Lillard and Trae Young reacting in pure disbelief. This wasn't just skill, it was a statement.
Has endured some of the most brutal and dangerous fouls in her rookie season. And this isn't just a rumor. Last season, 17.1% were committed against Caitlin Clark. But here's the craziest part.
But here's what makes it even crazier. Clark didn't brag. She told the story like it was just another day at the office, laughing as she recalled her teammates' reactions. They were literally jumping out of their chairs, going nuts. She said, "I don't usually react to my own shots, but after my 5th 3 in a row, even I was like, oh my gosh." The humility? Real. The dominance? Unmatched. And for WNBA players who've spent years fighting for respect, this was a brutal reminder of just how otherworldly Clark's talent truly is.
In a scoring number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Because of that high clip, shooting it.
Right, right.
We'd have been like,
That's what she did in
Do you
college.
consider 20
that's
points
what I
per
was saying
game?
when you said
So
it.
you don't consider 20 points per game? So if her stats, when we're saying she won't do this in the W, she averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA?
Those three? No.
Right? So she didn't do that.
No.
Now, if we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
That's crazy.
The backlash? It was immediate. Some critics brushed it off as just a scrimmage, but the numbers don't lie. No other WNBA player, not even legends like Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird, has ever pulled off a feat like this against elite male competition. Clark isn't just changing the game, she's rewriting the very limits of what's possible. And for a league that's still fighting for mainstream recognition, that's either a golden opportunity or a serious threat. When I said the targeted question came, Clark's savage forward reply, it said everything.
Like I do, but never in like a shocked way. After like my 5th 3 in a row in like a minute, I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't believe winning, and our boy practice players didn't hear the end of it. They still don't. Like I still love to bring it up to them. We talk a lot of crap.
David Letterman went there. In a tense moment, he asked Clark, point blank, "Are WNBA veterans targeting you?" The crowd held its breath. This was her moment to play the victim, to fuel the drama, to call out the hard fouls she's taken all season. Instead, she hit back with 4 ice-cold words. What does targeted mean? Mic drop. The audience? They went wild.
I don't mind after games. I hate doing them before games.
You don't have to do them before.
Yeah, the league requires it. Maybe you should tell them not to require it anymore.
Well, that's
No more media.
who am I talking to exactly? I have my own personal message to the WNBA, or as I like to call it, game pressers.
I love it.
Thank you.
The genius of her response? It exposed the double standard in how we talk about physicality in women's sports. When male athletes get hacked, it's playoff intensity. But when it happens to Clark, suddenly it's a witch hunt. She refused to take the bait, though. Instead, she shrugged it off, saying, "The WNBA levels up. These women have years of experience. I'm just adapting." No whining, no excuses, just pure championship mentality.
4-1.
Boy, the rats will be in here all week, won't they?
5-1.
All right, maybe you need a break. Fun. There.
3. 6-3.
Well,
maybe?
I'm gonna count. That's just fucked up. Jesus.
But not everyone was impressed. Some WNBA vets took her answer as a slight, like she was downplaying their competitiveness. AC's star, Asia Wilson, recently said, "Rookies gotta earn their stripes." Meanwhile, Clark? She keeps smiling. Through the chaos, letting her game and those Netflix ratings do all the talking. The lesson? She's playing chess while everyone else is still stuck on checkers.
5 years old.
Honestly, I probably kind of taught myself, but like I always wanted to be without training wheels, maybe 4 years old, but that was only because my older brother was learning.
Wow.
And I did. So.
But that encapsulates what...
It all started with a driveway three-pointer. Before the fame, before the millions. There was just a cracked driveway in Iowa. Clark shared the incredible story of how, as a kid, she spray-painted a three-point line on her family's concrete because she was obsessed with hitting logo threes. Her dad, seeing her dedication, actually tore up part of the driveway to make it official. "I wanted it in the backyard," she laughed. But the rent said no.
Do you have a favorite matchup?
You're gonna get me in trouble. Honestly, like, I'll just say DT because she's such an icon in our sport and has been in the game, and you just see her competitive spirit. Even though you're not on her team, like, you can just feel it as a competitor.
This wasn't just a cute anecdote. It was the birth of a legend. Clark spent countless hours shooting on that makeshift court, arms burning until muscle memory took over. That driveway? It was her laboratory, where she crafted the unguardable. Step-back threes that now terrorize the WNBA. And when Letterman seemed amazed, Clark just shrugged, saying, "I never expected any of this."
Fletcher, Caitlin Clark. Another chance here for Iowa, though. Sedano, the spin, and the Clark, the get-ahead, right in the lap of Warnock for two.
The symbolism here is powerful. While other kids had AAU budgets and personal trainers, Clark had nothing but a dream and a spray can. Now, she's out there playing against women who've been pros for over a decade. And for veterans who clawed their way to the top the hard way, that's either inspiration or salt in the wound, the Letterman showdown. It wasn't just about basketball. It was bowling, trash talk, and no high fives.
Mother.
That was better. You're my opponent.
Oh, that's right.
Even in a silly bowling segment, Caitlin Clark's killer instinct still shone through. When Letterman rolled a decent shot and reached for a high five, Clark shut him down with a deadpan. "I'm your competitor." The crowd lost it. This wasn't just a joke. It was a raw glimpse into the mindset that's driving her meteoric rise. No mercy, no breaks, even in a Netflix skit.
My shoes on, Caitlin. I don't even have my shoes
All right,
on.
you're going too slow.
I know.
All right.
Go ahead, roll it. That's right.
This is harder than it looks.
Yeah, she threw her.
There we go. What?
Yeah.
Right.
Letterman played along, but the message was clear. While other athletes might relax for the cameras, Clark never switches off that competitive fire. When he teased, "I sense you were reluctant to do that," she shot back. "That's right. You're my opponent." This is the same relentless focus that lets her drain 30-footers with a hand in her face. Relentlessness? That's her brand.
Yes! Humiliation reigns supreme.
And the WNBA? They took notes. Some players loved it. That's why she's different. While others rolled their eyes thinking, "It's just bowling." But here's the truth. Clark's refusal to ease up, even in a comedy bit, shows exactly why she's dominating headlines. While vets grind in relative obscurity, she's turning everything into must-see TV.
You know who played her right? Shout out to Paige. Paige Buckets.
Yeah.
Out of UConn, because when she did that SB speech, she's like,
she went.
"Oh, yeah."
Well, she went, you know what, though? Morally, she did the right thing.
Okay.
Right? For people like us,
right.
We went, I like Paige Buckets. That's
yeah.
But in terms of grabbing the most bags possible, Caitlin did it better.
Oh, yeah.
Which was weighted. No one really knew. In fact, had a full-on feud with the best black player. So the white people, the racists were going, "I think we like her." She was like, she got them all.
Is the hype really organic? Auntie Caitlin trended after the episode, and not as a compliment. Critics slammed Clark's fame as manufactured, arguing she's being pushed as the chosen one, while black WNBA stars get overlooked. The numbers? Hard to ignore. Clark's jersey outsold the entire league last month, and her social following. It dwarfs MVPs like Aja Wilson.
Honestly, I probably kind of taught myself, but like I always wanted to be like my older brother, and I learned to ride my bike at years old, but that was only because my older brother learned that day, and I was like, "Mom, Dad, take mine off right now. I'm learning."
Wow.
and I did. So.
But that encapsulates what I know of you as a human being.
But here's what the haters miss. Clark's not just a media darling. She's a cultural phenomenon who's brought in millions of new fans. The WNBA's 53% viewership spike? Her fever games are driving it. And when she name-dropped her marketing degree, it wasn't bragging. It was a blueprint. While others waited for opportunities, she built her own lane.
Talk about Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
So, Caitlin Clark of Iowa, but now playing for Indiana in the WNBA, gets honored in time as the athlete of the year. I don't know. I guess they need a lot of covers or something. I mean, whatever. They just want people who are going to sell their shitty magazine. So she gets selected as athlete of the year. And
the real issue? The league's marketing fails. Instead of resenting Clark, veterans should be asking, why didn't the WNBA capitalize on us like this? Clark's success exposes years of missed chances. And now she's forcing the entire sport to level up. Her cross-sport fame? It's igniting serious tension.
Alrighty, our guest today is a 6-foot guard from the University of Iowa, the NCAA all-time Division I scoring leader, the first pick of the WNBA draft, WNBA assist leader, all-star, and 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's the most requested guest in the history of our show, and the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year, Miss Caitlin Clark. Please welcome everyone. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I'm excited. I don't get excited about many things, but this was at the top of my list. So
we made it, Jason.
She's hanging with Taylor Swift while we're flying coach. That anonymous WNBA player's rant went viral, and it highlights the growing divide. Clark's A-list collabs, Taylor Swift, the Kelsey brothers, Peyton Manning, aren't just fun, they're strategic. She's tapping into NFL, music, and pop culture fandoms in ways no WNBA player ever has.
Well, I think a lot of folks were wondering after you talked a lot about waiting until the season was over to make the decision. They were wondering why you decided that right now was the right time to announce.
I think just going into senior night, having that decision clear, not only for myself, but our fans, my teammates.
The money speaks for itself. Clark's $310 million deals in college topped most pros' salaries, and her current endorsements, Nike, State Farm, rival LeBron's early career. But here's the kicker. Her hustle is waking up the league. The WNBA just signed its highest ever media deal, and Clark, she's the reason advertisers finally took notice. The veteran's dilemma? They can resent her privilege or learn from it. Because Clark's proving that women's basketball can be mainstream if you know how to sell it.
It's that Caitlin Clark has endured some of the most brutal and dangerous fouls in her rookie season. Out of 35 flagrant fouls called last season, 17.1% were
targeted or just pro basketball. They're fouling her like it's personal. Fans rage after Clark gets knocked down, but she refuses to cry foul. In the Netflix episode, she dismissed the targeted narrative with a shrug. This is pro ball. Meanwhile, vets like Chelsea Gray fire back. We all got hacked as rookies. That's the game. The stats tell the story. Clark draws 5.2 fouls per game, the most by any rookie since 2010. But is it bullying or just hazing the golden child? Clark's response says it all. She's spending the offseason getting yoked to handle the punishment.
Just on the horizon. It's already here. And her name, Caitlin Clark. The world has been buzzing about this phenom, but behind her meet with challenges, determination, and an unstoppable will.
The verdict? The WNBA's physicality isn't the problem, it's the hypocrisy. When male stars get mauled, it's playoff basketball. But when it's Clark, suddenly it's a scandal.
Friday 4, how is that looking?
Better than it has in the past. You know, there's new leadership up at Warner Brothers, and they see the value in making this movie, and but it got to be done in the right way under the right circumstances. So right now we just working out those circumstances on how this movie is gonna be, produced, and make sure that we got a lot of people who.
The $310 million empire and why it triggers her peers. Clark's bank account is a battleground. Her college NIL earnings, they tripled some WNBA max contracts. And the resentment, it's palpable. Diana Taurasi's infamous quote, "Stay in school, kids," now reads like a warning shot.
And for me, I look at the post players where I'm like, okay, this is where post play really comes in. I get that guards can struggle because you haven't gotten enough jump shots, you haven't gotten enough touches, so your rhythm's not there. Post players and layups, I'm like, you gotta make those.
You gotta make those. You gotta make them.
Bro, pump fake, slow down, look at the rim. Like, why are we shooting the ball over? That part for me, I'm just. So again, I look at it and I'm just like, slow down in the post. You need those shots. You need that and one.
Gotta make them count.
That.
But here's what critics ignore. Clark earned every cent, from local Iowa car dealers to national brands. She turned herself into a walking business. While the WNBA struggles for sponsors, Clark is proof that personality sells. The cold truth? The vets aren't mad at Clark. They're mad at a system that never valued them like this. The Fever's sold out arenas. A blessing or a curse? Road games feel like home for Clark. When the Fever visit, crowds double, with fans in 22 jerseys roaring for the opponent. For teammates, it's awkward. One vet muttered, "We've been here for years. Now suddenly they care."
So Caitlin Clark obviously has been a hot button topic on the show and took the WNBA by storm last year. Now her team is going to have 41 of their 44 games nationally televised, while the reigning champs, the Liberty, only have 32. Was this a fair move by the W?
But Clark's changing the economics. The Fever's merch sales now cover the entire team's payroll. Love it or hate it, she's funding their futures. The question isn't why her, it's why not us sooner.